Hello, this is Timmy Black, and welcome once again to another episode of The Lives of Contemporary Artists. Now, I often confused. I do this. Do you do this? I do this. I confuse what I see on my computer for actual real life. This is how I got lured into doing this episode to begin with. On the recommendation of a dear friend of mine, an art critic, a well-respected art critic who I will not name. He had me start doing research on an artist named Italia Nabakovina. Now, if you're not familiar with Nabakovina's work, it's probably because that work does not yet exist. You see, Italia Nabakovina is full of good intentions. She has no shortage of ambition and may even have, for all I know, she may even have some talent. It's just that, well, if you look around, you scratch the surface, you realize that her work just doesn't yet exist. How can this be, you might ask? How can it be that there is this artist out there, an artist with no work? Well, the short answer is technically, sure, there is a Nabakovina oeuvre. It's out there. However, its only manifestation is on paper. Well, not actually paper, but it has a strong, relentless presence on the internet. Right? For example, to begin with, let's consider her TikTok account. It's actually extremely entertaining. Italia, who parenthetically, or maybe not so parenthetically, maybe essentially, is extremely attractive. She has the sort of look that is, while it's not overtly slutty, it's alluring enough to stir a lubricious imagination. Let's just leave it at that. She uses that seductive charm to promote strategies towards what she calls game-changing creativity. It's all fairly innocuous, it's harmless and self-evident, but she delivers the message with the zeal of the strategically insincere. Her authority is based on what she calls her lifelong passion for difficult painting. Fair enough. We all have to make a living, and I'm told that 30,000 followers can translate into a small paycheck, especially if you endorse an art supply company or a few facial cream products. So that's for her TikTok presence. Her website is also very impressive. Her resume boasts several advanced degrees from several fanciful Eastern European art schools, together with a long list of exhibitions and galleries and museums whose names are all suspiciously abbreviated. A mid-career retrospective at Mila, M-E-L-A, Mila. That's listed as 2024. It's a perfect example. The M, I presume, stands for museum. And the A, no doubt, is for art. And the E-L in between, well, that's sort of left to the imagination. And this Mila is supposedly located in Tbilisi. And honestly, like most people, I don't have the time nor the inclination to check. So there you go. And there's a few generic looking paintings reproduced in a section called Selected Works. But most of the images on the website are of Italia herself, usually dressed in what I would call scruffy chic overalls, thoughtfully and in full makeup, tending to some small detail on an oversized canvas secured to a wall of a skylit, sun-drenched studio. Her artist statement has the high seriousness of a well-trained chat box, and it includes references to both Jacques Lacan and Pee Wee Herman. Scrolling through the site is not an unpleasant experience, as it all builds up to an important work in progress, a suite of mixed media works on paper that will include a soundscape and floor-to-ceiling video projections. This complete work of art is called Radio Wave, The Return of the Century, and is slated for exhibition presumably somewhere and in the near future. Also, Italia Nabokovina is a podcast favorite. She's been on the shows of practically all my competitors, talking about her work, but especially about Radio Wave. She's been on, she's been on The Art of the Now. She's been on Kind of Blue, Yellow, and Red. She's been on that one. And she spent over 2 hours talking to Monty Retivens about how Radio Wave specifically addresses what she calls the particular instability of our time. Particular instability of our time. It's terrific. But I have to confess, the more it became apparent to me that the work of Italia Nabokovina was in perpetual gestation, that her hopes were chimerical, and her ability to do anything other than promote herself, to sell herself in advance of an actual physical product, the more it became clear that essentially she was, how do they call it? She was all hat and no cattle. As soon as that became clear to me, I got kind of irritated. But then I got to thinking not about art, but about ecology. I mean, who are we kidding? Nobody needs any more art. There's enough art. I look at art for a living. So let's face it, I know it's repetitive, self-indulgent, fugitive, extraneous, dull, and basically targeted towards an incredibly small and despicable audience. Seen that way, Italia is the perfect maker, or more accurately, the perfect non-maker. No, she's not technically a conceptual artist, unless you consider self-promotion a legitimate concept. No, but she is the perfect reflection of our time. Does she really need actual physical work? Does she actually need something to make her intentions any clearer? In a fundamental way, she is granting the planet a small respite, a gracious hiatus from its monstrous accretion of needless stuff. I honestly think, and I've thought about this for a while, I honestly think that Italia is a genius. Italia's approach to art should become an international movement. Let's call it the School of Unrequited Intent. An actual group of creators dedicated to aborting their own work, their own ideas, in favor of a general global decluttering. Less work, less works of art, fewer books, fewer movies, fewer TV shows, just a grand series of proclamations of intent. Obscenely excessive marketing campaigns, social media blitzes, all that is fine. But think of the potential of a profound moratorium on the superfluous, half-baked vanity projects that take up way too much space in our galleries and museums and bookstores and on our streaming menus and ultimately our landfills. No. Italia Nabakovina, I believe in you. You're onto something. And hopefully with your loud voice and your popular and growing platform, you can exert a powerful influence upon the lives of contemporary artists.